Howdy. I have two little stories to tell that kind of combine into one beautiful lesson whilst I deliver some people's burritos. Yeah, roll the intro.
In a world where Hollywood is creating the same shit movies every single year, this young man wants to change that. This is the story of Riley Coyote making his own TV show.
So, the first story begins in a small town in Western Sydney in 2011 when little 10-year-old Riley was on the cusp of understanding his thirst for creativity. And they had this amazing program at school where you had to write your own story and then present it to the class. And if you did well, one child out of the entire class was selected to perform their story in front of the entire school. I was in grade 5 at this time, and I had not a clue in the world about the first thing about storytelling. Didn't know anything. So, me being a cheeky little bastard, I just ripped off this complete plot from one of my favourite movies at the time, which was called Without a Paddle. Not a very popular movie, so no one caught on. And I presented this amazing, thought-provoking, Hollywood-level storyline to my class of 10-year-olds, and they were dumbfounded. And I was selected to perform in front of the entire school, and I presented the story in front of the entire school, and it was awesome. I even got selected to go to the next round and performed at some public speaking event for the whole of Western Sydney or something. Yeah, anyways, the very next year, still living off this high of being this young little storyteller, the same competition comes around. But 11-year-old Riley now has grown a little integrity bone, and he's realised that's not the storyteller I want to be. I don't want to just rip people's stories off. So I write my own. Put my noggin on and thought about what can I write about, and I wrote this beautiful little story about a professional running racer training and winning the gold medal of the 100-meter sprint. And I thought it was beautiful, jam-packed with all this emotion and kind of representing a life I wanted to live as 11-year-old Riley, wanting to be a fast runner, as every 11-year-old boy wants to be. Then, after submitting my story, my mum came to pick me up, potentially that same evening, and my teacher, an absolute cunt of a woman, I shouldn't say that, but I just did, oh well, is laughing when my mum rocks up. I'm like, that's odd, this bitch never really laughs. And she starts telling my mother about this story that I had written, and saying that, and laughing about the story, but specifically just about something I'd messed up in the story, which it is pretty funny upon reflection. I had written a sentence in the story about human beings, and I was like, this is the pinnacle of human beings, or something like that. But I spelt it beans, B-E-A-N-S, like the food beans. So it's funny now, but 11-year-old Riley did not find a 40-something-year-old woman laughing at my attempt, one of my first ever independent attempts at creative writing. She just laughed in my face. It felt horrible. That's story number one. Story number two takes place six years later, 2018, St. Mary's Senior High School, the best high school in Western Sydney. I had this amazing class called Multimedia and an amazing teacher called Benita. Absolutely lovely woman. And I just completed, or was coming near the completion of my Year 12 major creative project, where I made an interactive magazine with, like, you know, all of these artists that I found around the school that were my friends, dancers, rappers, and fashion girl. And then you could put your phone over the magazine and then a video would play with an animation of them doing something so it looked like the page was moving. So sick. Anyways, I was explaining to her like my project and like the fact that I needed to make some music, and I had no idea how to make music. I'd never made music before, but I got to make music so this dancer can dance to this music when the video plays. And she's like, Riley, this is one of the best major works I've ever seen out of this class. You're done. Just move on to the next thing. I gotta drop off this Uber order. I'll continue the story in a second. So, Benita says that lovely, lovely message to me as a young little creative, and it just filled my creative soul. Like this, that small gesture of kindness towards me, and like recognizing my effort and my skill and my creative flavor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just that recognition from someone above you, or you perceive to be above you, was so powerful. And it just like fucking motivated me into the next steps of my creative endeavors in making so many like films and music videos, and fucking, yeah, it was a huge accelerator for me. So I think the point of those two stories for me are a few things. Number one, it's so fucking important as a young creative who you're surrounded by and the people that you show your creative work to. As a creative in general, not even if you're young, like just be careful who you show your stuff to. Like it's a vulnerable process showing someone your art. And number two, something that both of those versions of Riley didn't understand that he now does, and I could have used that 11-year-old energy much better, just like I used the powerful energy when I was 17 and Benita said that amazing message. I could have done the exact same thing with the bad energy earlier through transmutation. Powerful fucking word. Essentially, transmutation is the transition of energy from one thing to another. So no matter what the experience is that you receive some sort of energy from something in the form of an emotion, you can transition that energy into other things that are positive for you. Let's try and think of an example currently. A great modern, or a great relevant example to fucking anyone probably watching this is a breakup. It's like, you can either go two ways during a breakup. You can either be sad and become fat and just like hate your life and try and beg for them back 3 years later, or you can transmute that breakup energy, that sadness, into creative expression, physical exercise, working on yourself. You feel me? Transmutation. Obviously, I don't look back at 11-year-old Riley and be like, you dumbass, you could have used that sadness better. But it was just a decent example in understanding this newfound skill set of transmutation in my life today that I'd love to give to you guys as well. Look into it. Think about it. Try it. Next time someone breaks your heart, transmute that into something awesome. Be worth it. I told you yesterday that I would edit at night time because I felt like a sack of shit for some reason yesterday, and I did. I edited until like 2 a.m. last night, which is probably not good, but I did, and it was awesome. And I've made this. There's this insane scene in episode 2 of my TV show that I've made a lot of progress on, and I want to use. I found this indie kind of like alt rock song, I think you'd call it, alternative rock, or surf rock song that I really want to use in that scene. That it's like actually from a band that one of my mates is the lead singer, so I'm going to ask him if I can use that. Maybe I'll play a clip of the scene here just so you guys can like kind of get a vibe of what I'm working on at the moment. But tomorrow I need to move on to episode 3. I'm not finished episode 2. I just need to get the opening steps done because I have to film some sections for all 3 episodes. So I want to know what I need to film. I know what I need to film for episode 1. I'm 99% sure of everything I need to film for episode 2 that's left to film for episode 2. So now I'm going to spend the next week to 2 weeks on episode 3, progressing that, getting a really, really rough cut of that so I know what I need to film for episode 3, so then I can film them all, and then I'll have all the footage finally for all 3 episodes. Yeah, you feel me. Anyways, Ubering right now, making some money. Ching ching, I added up there. Have I had any expenses today? Yeah, bought some chocolate and some stuff. Not much else. We're getting there. Austin, Texas, April 2025. Let's do it. Woo! See you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.